Am I the asshole for telling mother-in-law she was dead to me after she showed up in labor and delivery without my mother? For the past 3 months, it's been a very well-known plan that when I, 30 female, went into labor, my husband was going to drive me to the hospital and my mother-in-law was going to pick up my mother, my kids, and my grandmother all in one house. Both my mother-in-law and my mom were supposed to be in the delivery room. My gran was to watch my two kids in the waiting room. Everyone was in agreement with this plan. Now, my husband and I have two sons already, and for both births, my mother was present. She helped me through so much of the mental anguish and panic, especially after my last, whom literally almost ended me. I was bleeding out on the table, and my mom was the only one that was able to keep me calm. I needed her to be with me with this baby too, mentally. So we worked this plan out months in advance, and everyone was on the same page. However, I go into labor. We make the phone calls to mother-in-law and my mom, telling my mom to be ready and my mother-in-law to go get my mother. An hour and 15 minutes later, mother-in-law shows up at the hospital without my mom, my kids, or my grandmother. She said, well, it's late, so we need to just let everyone sleep. It was 9:30 at night. And then sat her ass down on the chair in the delivery room and jumped on her phone. I told her in a pissed off tone to go get my mom. That was the plan. I needed my mom, etc., etc. And she just wouldn't. At one point saying that she didn't feel up to driving that much. My mom lives 20 minutes away from my mother-in-law. But both houses are an hour away from the hospital. So I told her to get the fuck out of the room and that she was dead to me. The amount of resentment and disgust that I felt towards her in this moment is honestly not something I feel I will overcome anytime soon. She was pissed, saying that my mom got to experience 2 births already and how she didn't do anything wrong and she was just being respectful of people's sleep. And where she wasn't leaving, she was actually escorted out. Now, my mom was able to make it to the hospital literally just as I was giving birth. My kids and my grandmother weren't able to make it, which bothers me a great deal as we promised our kids they would be the first to meet their sister outside of us and Grammy. I cannot forgive my mother-in-law for this at all. I honestly feel like I hate her with every fiber of my being, but I'm being told that I'm taking this too far and that it wasn't that big of a deal. Am I the asshole? Here's what I'm going to say. This is your 3rd child. Your 2nd child, when you had your 2nd child, you almost lost your life due to complications. Your mother was the one that was able to keep you calm. So with that, 3 months before your due date, your husband and you ensured that you would have the tribe that you needed to get through that, both mentally and physically. Your mother-in-law was included in that. She agreed to do this. So the fact that the night that she gets the call, she chooses not to, that's her being little petty Betty because she feels some kind of way. She wanted to have an experience that your mother would end up missing. That's what I don't even think this has anything to do with you. This was your mother-in-law trying to basically push the button of your mom. Well, she's already been there. So yeah, we're using time and all that. Any woman knows there is no scheduled time for when you go into labor or you're going to give birth, how long you may be in labor, all of those things. So for her to have made a comment like, well, I was trying to respect their time to rest. No, you put this plan in place so that if you went into labor at 2:00 in the morning, this could happen. So your mother-in-law is definitely the asshole here, and she has some things to make up for. I think the situation, the stress, the fear from the past, the 2nd birth, and not knowing what would happen this time, I think that might be what heightened your emotions to make you say what you said. I do think you'll get over it. I don't think you guys will have the same relationship, but I do think you will get over it once the hormones do calm down because you had a compilation of things. You have anxiety and fear from what happened previously. You have shock and awe because a plan that you had firmly in place for 90 days was thrown out the window by your mother-in-law, which was absolutely disrespectful. She is completely in the wrong. And anything other than her taking full responsibility, cool. She'd stay in the ice category until she takes full responsibility for her actions. This wasn't a decision for her to make. She agreed to the birthing plan and then she changed it on you the last minute. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. It drives me nuts when people think they can control that. So I think your view on this will change in the future. And it's because you sound very calm in this letter. Like you sound calm and rational, not overly emotional. And I think maybe you felt everything you felt, but I don't know that that's going to stick in your heart as the hormones kind of wear down. It's going to go to something that just made you angry versus something you absolutely hate right now. But by the way, congratulations, not only for the 2 boys you already had, but for your new baby girl. And I hope you as a family are all enjoying siblings, new child, all of that.